I mean, 2-4, it's not a death sentence because of what we have seen across the league, right?
Yeah,
The Bucks
plus
are
the
3-3.
NFC South, right?
The Falcons are 3-3. Like, you are still only a game out. If you string a couple wins together, you're right there, and you have head-to-head matchups at the end of the season with both of those teams. You just have to win a couple games. But 2-5, this is a, as someone who grew up watching the Giants, it seemed like every year it was like, oh, they're 2-7, but if they just win their next 6 games, they'll be fine, right? At a certain point, that's just a lost cause. And I don't think the Saints are there yet, but it feels like they're getting close because this is ugly.
No, and right now, it hurts to talk about a team. I don't want to say we're fans, but we're obviously pulling for the home team. I don't care what anyone says as a media member. You would hope that people want the team you're covering to do well. It just makes things a lot more fun. But right now, Jeff, it's like we're fighting now just to get to 500, and that's just rough
to me. And so yeah, sure, but it's more, to me, the bigger frustration is not that you're losing games, it's how you're losing games. It's that you kind of felt like, okay, you have these offensive injuries and you have these struggles, but the whole point, this team was built around the defense. And even last year, you saw with Taysom Hill at the end of the season, it was like, okay, you can win on defense if you play a certain way. Well, you played that way today, right? You played the Taysom Hill, don't turn it over, don't make mistakes, don't be extra aggressive, kick field
grind it
goals,
out.
and you lost because the defense couldn't get it done. And so if you can't win games that way, I don't know.
I mean, the offense failed in the red zone as well. So I mean, you got to put that there too. We're getting field goals instead of
like you won a game 9-0 last year, right? You won kicking field goals last year, and putting your defense in good positions. And you can say, okay, that last drive, the defense was not put in a good position, but the Bengals still got it at the 40, and they scored on the first play. It's not like you can't build a team around defense and say this is a defense first team and then not be able to do anything on defense in big moments. They couldn't do it against the Panthers, they couldn't do it against the Vikings, and now they couldn't do it against the Bengals. I put all 3 of those losses on the defense.
I can't argue with you there, just because there's been issues in the backfield. There's the loss of Malcolm Jenkins and Marcus Williams in the secondary. I thought they were a great pair together. And then, there's another guy, that swag factor is missing as well, with CJ Gardner-Johnson gone right now too. And I don't know. And to me, that the D line is just not getting the job done either. There's problems up front. I don't know what's up with Marcus Davenport. And, Cam's Cam. I think, he's going to have his games where he's able to dominate, but just overall, especially in the interior of the D-line too, just not getting enough push up front.
There hasn't been a point this season where I felt like, man, this defense is helping you win games. I mean, like, in the sense that they are here and they're playing, that's one thing. But like, even against the Seahawks, the game you won in spite of the defense.
Right.
Against the Falcons, sure, the defense held up, but they still got taken for a ride by Marcus Mariota in the first half of that game, the first 3 quarters of that game. They got the job done late, but they didn't have a great game. Against the Panthers, 67-yard touchdown when you needed them to shut down, right? When you needed them to show up. They played well against the Bucks in week 2, and the offense, you could say the offense let them down. They held the Bucks to 3 points through 3 quarters. You should win that game. But in none of the other games did I feel like this defense is being a dominant defensive group. Today, you obviously didn't have Marshawn Lattimore. I understand you didn't have Marshawn Lattimore, but yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating.